My name is Madison Maddox, and I am in Dr. Dark's Thursday 8 a.m. Pseudoscience Big Questions Colloquia class. For my second vlog, I chose to connect the placebo effect and the addiction of nicotine through cigarette use. My view on the placebo effect and my determination of whether it falls into the category of pseudoscience or not is that it is not pseudoscience. I consider the placebo effect to be scientific because it deals with the human psyche and the psychological effects of addiction, which is a valid physiological and psychological disease. Others may perceive the placebo effect to be false science because of the small amount of research done on placebos and the fact that that research done is not broadcasted to those outside of the scientific or medical research communities. How I relate the placebo effect to the use of tobacco and nicotine addiction is from my research on the Australian government's website quitnow.gov. Nicotine comes from the burning of tobacco leaves, which releases the drug nicotine. Once the tobacco smoke is inhaled, nicotine enters the lungs and through gas exchange enters the bloodstream and reaches the brain within 10 seconds of inhalation. This almost instant gratification is what causes people to become addicted and lifelong smokers. This leads me to my second point, which is the use of the placebo effect, in addiction therapy. Quoting the abstract, placebo effects of smoking and other nicotine intake, published with the Society for Research on Nicotine and Tobacco at Oxford University, quoting, "Nicotine intake is a necessary but insufficient factor in maintaining tobacco smoking behavior, and non-pharmacological factors associated with smoking play a key role. Some of these factors may influence smoking behavior, eliciting placebo effects or responses related specifically to the belief that one is consuming a drug," end quote. This quote highlights why the placebo effect is a useful tool for those going through nicotine rehabilitation. The placebo cigarettes and vapor used by the reforming addict would replace a harmful nicotine-filled smoke with a non-toxic product that elicits the physiological and psychological response needed for the brain and body to cope with nicotine withdrawal the patient suffers during cessation. The implementation of the placebo therapy would not only benefit the smoker, but will benefit the people around the reforming smoker. Inhaling secondhand smoke can alter the health of those affected over time, possibly resulting in cancer, decreased lung function, and other health risks. This makes the placebo cigarette and smoke a proper candidate for those reforming from a nicotine addiction and smoking habit.